Happy Monstering! And welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
And Monster Handler Sydney.
Oh, and you might have noticed that our costumes this year came complete with face masks. I've got my whiskers, you've got your facial hair there,
Yes.
Monster Handler Sydney.
As we're Canadian, we're both wearing red and white.
You got it.
And I'm a lumberjack.
And
you're
I'm
an unnamed feline.
Yes, who travels about the town.
Yes.
Hence the fingerless gloves. Yes, welcome to My Singing Monsters Live. We've got an exciting episode planned for you today. Episode 103, if I'm not mistaken, which is nice because 103, it's October 30th, 10-3-0. Oh, I love when things just line up like that. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Okay, so as I mentioned, lots to discuss today. But before we get into any of the nitty-gritty, we've got to talk about the giveaway. Every single episode of My Singing Monsters Live, we do a giveaway. And whether this is your 103rd time tuning in or your first, the system is mostly the same. Monster Handler Sydney, would you like to elucidate for the folks who are tuning in how it works?
I would love to elucidate that.
Perfect.
So, if you'd like to enter a weekly giveaway, which will reveal the prize of which at the end of the episode, then all you have to do is type an ! giveaway in the chat. You only have to enter it once, and then if you win, make sure to have your BBB ID / friend code for My Singing Monsters Handley.
Sidley, Handley, it all sort of connects.
So, make sure to have your BBB ID / friend code for My Singing Monsters handy.
Aha!
Or today's a special day, so you might want to have your support ID in Dawn of Fire handy instead.
So be ready.
Be ready.
The readiness is all.
And if you win, if you're so lucky, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, comment your friend code down below. That's all you got to do. Or you can put it in the chat. But if you want to be double sure, put it in the comments.
Yeah. Just blanket it everywhere. Right? Okay.
Tell your mother.
Tell your loved ones.
Uncles.
Everyone. It's all good. Okay. So, today, we're so close to the big day in the human world, but it's also obviously an exciting day in the monster world as well. Lots of exciting things happened on this day in monster world history. Something that I was thinking about is Rare Pango, almost on this day.
Nearly.
In 2014. It actually came out on the 31st, on Halloween, in 2014. So I never remembered that Rare Pango's a Halloween monster.
Who knew?
Who'd have thunk, right? And then, of course, Epic Punkleton made its debut just last year. Don't worry, we'll be getting back to that particular theatrical fellow in a little bit. But before we do, we got other exciting things to announce. The latest of the light elementals on Light Island made its debut. Tutu. Tutu is, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Oh, so cute. What a little monster. Tiny Tutu. Love this monster. Not what a lot of people were expecting, but of course it was teased on the loading screen there.
Yes.
Its ears / horns, whatever those may be, at the top of its head.
Yes.
Eyes in an interesting configuration.
A lot of players expected it to be bat-like after seeing that little peak.
Yes, and I wouldn't say that it is unbat-like.
No, I think Tutu is a great monster design because Tutu is a fantastic blend of cute, creepy, and funny.
I agree. One of my favorite light elementals, to be sure. Now, that's not the only exciting thing that's going on, of course, because we're nearing the end of Spooktacle. We've got the Everything Here is Alive promotion, in which all Plant Island epics are available to buy or breed, including the much-anticipated return of Epic Punkleton itself.
Now, if you were to sing that like we did in the Return to Spooktacle video available on our YouTube channel, it would be, everything here is alive!
That's right, it would have sort of that old-timey, radio announcer sort of quality to it. Yes, so all Plant Island epics, and that doesn't mean just on Plant Island, it's all places that Plant Island epics have been available. So make sure you check out your Fire Islands as well. Make sure you check out your other places.
The natural islands.
Exactly. So it's across all islands that those particular 15 natural epic monsters have been sighted in the past. Additionally, you can get 50 to 100% more in diamond packs. This, it's not just this weekend, actually. The conclusion of Spooktacle extends into the middle of next week. So there's lots of time to take advantage of these awesome special offers and promotions. So make sure that you take a look in your marketplace. The more you get, the better the value. Of course, as I mentioned, Spooktacle is coming to an end, so this is going to be your last chance to select Punkleton and seasonal decorations for your various islands. Of course, the obstacle decorations of Plant Island are unique to Plant Island, but the special animated decorations, you can put those just about wherever decorations are sold. So make
and
sure
why
to
wouldn't
check
you
those.
want to?
Exactly. Preserve the spooktacular spirit all year long. Additionally, there's more quests available on the Coliseum.
Wow.
These limited quests allow you to get awesome costumes for both Octopus and Mammoth. You can complete with the good hair and the bottom end in order to get those awesome cushy curlers and water buffalo costumes for those particular monsters.
Octopus with the good hair.
You got it. Octopus with the good hair. And finally, well, actually, almost not. Well, okay. I always say finally, and there's always.
I was gonna say we got 10 more.
Yeah.
We got
All right, Monster Handler Michael. All right, I was just about talking about my singing monsters, but there's actually 2 more items of interest. Okay, we've also got a seasonal sale where you can get 2 times more in the diamond, coin, and treat offer walls. Now, an excellent opportunity. This sale, of course, just like the other ones, is extending into the middle of next week, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't act now. Make sure to take advantage of these awesome special offers in order to stock up on the various currencies available in those offer walls. And then finally, because we're rounding the end of October, it's time to make sure that you get your last chance in there in order to get the Lucky Star promotion, which is 20% off Tort on Celestial Island. Only a few more days. It's the 30th today. You got the 31st tomorrow, and then you got the 1st of November there on the Sunday. So make sure that you don't miss out on that opportunity to get it for a discount. Okay, moving over to Dawn of Fire. We have the return of the prismatic Repatillos. They're available for a limited time on Space Island. Yes, these very caprine monsters, which for those of you not in the know.
Maybe if they know, maybe they can put it in the chat.
Yes, what does the word caprine mean? And you can make a guess at it simply by beholding what those prismatic Repatillos look like. Of course, they first made an appearance at the end of Anniversary Month this year, but as promised, here they are in their return on Space Island. Now, if you're wondering how would I go about getting some Repatillos in order to take advantage of this Prism Gate promotion, well, we've got an awesome Halloween promotion starting today in which all triple element plant hybrids are available for 50% off on the outer islands. Now, of course, Repatillo numbers among them. There are 10 monsters in total across. There are none. I checked. There are none, so far as I checked. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm not. On Party Island, but there are plant triple element hybrids on the 3 remaining outer islands. So, of course, take advantage of that if you want to get more Repatillos to complete your prismatic Repatillo collection.
Gotta get them all.
You've got to get them all. And then there's also, of course, currency pack special offers in Dawn of Fire as well. You can get 50 to 100% more in diamond and coin packs. Once again, the more you get, the better the value. So make sure to check that out. And then finally, we've got earning 3 times more free currency in the diamond and coin offer walls in Dawn of Fire. Look at that orange prismatic Repatillo. It looks like with that diamond in its hand, it's going to live deliciously. It's going to love to live deliciously. And then finally, we've got, because of course it's also the end of October at Dawn of Fire, you can collect the Tort on Starhenge before October ends. There's only a few more days for that. Use the Earth and Ellipse star chart to your best advantage. Roll those cosmic dice, and hopefully you can add this awesome Celestial of Earth to your Starhenge in Dawn of Fire.
Good luck.
All right. Whew. So that's all what's going on.
No, it's not.
Monster Handler Michael. Everyone say, hi, Monster Handler Michael. Monster Handler Michael, what would I miss?
I think there was a goof on my end at the beginning with the giveaway, so if you entered it before...
Enter it again.
Yes, enter it again. It should be good now.
Monster Handler. Well,
so that's exclamation point giveaway.
Yes, good of you to be transparent.
Thank
you,
Michael.
It's always important to make sure that people get their opportunities because I think that they'll very much like what we are giving away on this episode today.
I think so too.
Oh, and are we ready? Are we ready
Yeah.
for the next segment?
I
think we are. This next segment is called Quick Questions. And these are questions that are asked to us monster handlers by the community using hashtag MyStreamingMonsters. You can see it there in the red down at the bottom in the middle of the screen. So make sure that if you want to ask a question to us monster handlers, you do so on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, using that hashtag, and we'll be sure to scoop it up and consider it for answering here on the show. All right, Monster Handler Sydney, we got some questions today, and I'm ready to answer them.
All right. Let's start off with this question from the Pink Sheep 018. Is Tutu related to Grumpire? They both look like bats and are the color black. Also, their eyes and mouths.
The Pink Sheep, this is a very interesting observation. And Monster Handler Sydney told me, of course, that many members of the community were suspecting that Tutu would be sort of bat-like in its countenance. What's very interesting, of course, about Tutu and about Grumpire is that they belong to different classes, and they have elements at sort of, if you can imagine them, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Certainly.
Tutu, a light elemental, Grumpire, a shadow elemental. So I think this is an interesting study in the sense that no matter what a monster's elemental combinations, the traits that it can physically express are really sort of based on a bunch of different factors.
Yes.
Especially for triple element monsters, I'd say that at that point, the interplay of the three elements that make it up are so convoluted and complex that it can result in a monster that isn't exactly what you were expecting.
Sometimes, I might see a player say something along the lines of, well, this monster is, I'll put 3 random ones out there: plant, earth, and water. And that player might say, well, why don't they have a leaf on their forehead, a rock for a foot,
and sitting in a puddle,
and a glass of water? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's because when all those elements come together, you never know what might happen.
Exactly.
That's the interplay.
And Tutu being a triple elemental, a prime example of that. Because it's so new to the monster world, we'll have to see what sort of future interactions might be in store for it. Who knows? With Grumpire over there on Cold Island and Ethereal Island, who knows if it'll ever have the chance to sort of interact there with Tutu, a light elemental exclusive to Light Island. But, never say never. Maybe they can have some sort of long-distance correspondence. That's obviously a safe way to communicate these days, right? Exactly. You just have to sort of ring them up and say, "What's new, Tutu?"
Not much.
Hey, Tutu, pick up the phone.
I'm talking right now.
Okay, what's next?
All right, our next question comes from Starburst Clown. They ask, is Tutu a member of the Pomily? It also has the same natural elements as Ruba, which is interesting.
A member of the Pomily, you say? Well,
I'll throw in another interesting thing. It's named Tutu, Pom-Pom.
Exact same format. Camel-cased letters. Very interesting. Lots of clues leading us to a potential revelation, a potential discovery. You know what?
And yet...
Yeah, the Pomily feels like it has a bunch of rules to it that are mostly adhered to by all of its existing members. And while Tutu, I think, perhaps aspires to be a member of the Pomily, its final form sort of feels like it's in a class of its own, quite frankly.
Yes, I sort of imagine Tutu as an alien might look at humans. They're not the same, but perhaps there's, dare I even say, some envy?
Oh!
Or
yes.
at least an interest.
And Tutu, of course, quite a bit smaller than any of the members of the Pomily.
Yes.
So if there was a sort of Pomily-Tutu dynamic, I would say it's sort of a, perhaps like an earnest little sister sort of vibe.
Tutu's name isn't Ernest. And neither is Pom-Pom.
You're right. But perhaps it's sort of an interesting sort of dynamic there that will be explored as Tutu sort of finds its footing, there as part of a permanent member of the Light Island family.
Yes. I think that's a great answer.
Thanks.
Looking forward to seeing more of that dynamic.
Yes.
Yellow Tide 24 asks, if Tutu had no tutu, would it be able to dance like it does with the tutu?
Interesting question, Yellow Tie 24. You know what's interesting about the Tutu of Tutu? I think it's sort of a chicken and the egg kind of situation, only in the sense Tweedle in the egg situation, in the sense that I'm personally confident that Tutu would be able to dance without it, but I think that Tutu derives the confidence that it needs from that particular item. It's almost like if you closed your eyes and yes, thank you for volunteering, Monster and the City. If you close your eyes and you're asked to do something, when you know that you're not being watched, you might be able to do it. But then when suddenly there's an audience, you might feel a bit self-conscious.
I don't think you have to close your eyes for that situation to happen.
No?
I think you can just be asked to do something and under pressure. Oh my goodness, what do I do?
That's true. So I think that while the Tutu's Tutu does give it perhaps a little bit of a aerodynamic edge as it bounces around and creates its soft little musical part there on Light Island, that it would probably be able to do so without, but I think it has the full sort of chutzpah to do so when it is fully equipped.
Mm-hmm. I totally understand what you mean. You gotta dress the part.
Exactly. Dress for success.
Exactly. Cubwax asks, is Tutu's tutu an actual tutu, or is it just a part of its body that happens to resemble one?
So, connected to the question.
Connected to tutu.
Connected to the question that I just answered. I think that the tutu doesn't ever really take off its tutu because it's afraid of not being able to rise to the challenge.
Yes.
That is being asked of it. So it's sort of unclear whether or not it is sort of an article of clothing or if it's something sort of along the weird sort of lines of like wisp or wither, where it looks sort of like it's like a garment, but it's actually part of their physiology. We certainly know that there aren't very many tutus bouncing around without their trademark tutu on their waist.
That would be a shocking sight.
It would be a shocking
And I think it would be quite rude to attempt to remove a tutu's tutu.
Yes, I think that that's sort of part of its, total monster unit. It's TMU. It's total monster unit. So I wouldn't necessarily want to separate those items. So, well, I guess we'll continue to find out. Again, such a new monster, lots to discover, lots to learn about.
Lots to research.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question comes from Aiden TYT. How did Rare Souza get a silver horn/tuba instrument compared to the rest of the other normal Souzas, common Souza?
Yes, this particular answer is speculative at this point, but I think it's connected to some of the imagery that we saw in the social media teaser for it, where we could see Souza spit polishing, spit shining its particular horn, its instrument. Who knows? It could be that Rare Souzas just sort of polish that horn, that instrument, so rigorously that it is able to take on a different appearance.
Interesting.
As I mentioned, it is a speculative answer, but I think that maybe we can look to the social media teaser as inspiration for what could possibly be the reason.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our last question before we move on to the most important one of all is from Sasha's Just Answer. How is a group of Repatillos called? And let me tell you, Sasha Just Answer said with this question, I ask this question, they gotta know.
Well, I'm happy to finally give a definitive answer, and you're gonna love the answer. A group of Repatillos is called, and this is a heretofore unknown word. I'm coining a new word with this. It's called a relounge.
A relounge.
A relounge. ROLLOUNGE. A relounge of Repatillos.
Onto the bed sleep.
Do you want to know what the etymology of a relounge is?
Yes.
A group of lizards is called a lounge. A group of armadillos is called a roll. A group of Repatillos is called a relounge.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So you heard it here first. Group of Repatillos, relounge. ROLLOUNGE. Okay, that was our final regular question, but now we've got another question that I have to answer.
One of my favorite types of questions.
Yes,
of course,
this is the Stump of the Week. Stump of the Week. Now, there is a correct answer to this question, and the community knows it because they're very wise, they're very clever, they're very learned. Is Monster Handler Mad wise and learned? We'll soon find out. Okay, so who has asked today's Stump of the Week question?
Let me tell you. Today's Stump of the Week question comes from Justin High 32.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin. And they ask, which of the following icons is not present on Rebro's Spooktacle costume?
Ooh.
Your options are A, bat, B, ghost, C, skull.
Yes, Rero definitely tends to go all out for Spooktacle. That's sort of a side effect of having a big brain. It knows that dressing up is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Of those three, certainly the bat is the one visually that seems like for sure it's on there. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it is the ghost. The ghost.
So you were saying B, ghost?
I'm saying B, ghost. Monster Handler Michael, could you please scroll down to reveal what the correct answer is?
It is B.
Nice!
That means you're a winner again.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Did you think I didn't already know the answer? Because
I was just double checking. I was giving you a chance, Monster Handler Sydney,
as the Stump Master.
All right, she is the Stump Master.
I always know.
I'm not going to mess with that. Okay.
Well, great to have your a win on such an exciting episode.
It sure is. A spooktacular episode.
And what's more spectacular
is these upcoming monster pieces submitted to us by the community. Here from Dee's Waffles, we have some wonderful. Are they smunkins or are they pumpkins? I think if they're in the human world, they're pumpkins.
Yes, these ones must be pumpkins.
This is some pumpkin art here.
We've got Punkletons of the common, rare, and epic varieties.
And not in that order.
No.
We've got common, epic, and rare.
Correct.
Left to right, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you, Dee's
Well
Waffles.
done, Dee's Waffles. Thank you for repping your My Singing Monsters pride here on Halloween 2020.
I think those will make a great decoration.
You
Speaking of great decorations, Gavin is here still. Is that? That's my best
Gavin's
guess.
still here. Who knows?
They've got another fantastic Punkleton pumpkin.
Yes.
Punkleton a lantern.
Yes, a Smunka-lantern, if you will.
Yes. Well, I thought we just established that these were pumpkins.
Oh, rats. You're absolutely
Rats.
Oh, Sydney, I can't.
Now, speaking of jack-o'-lanterns in the human world, if you'd like to make your own Punkleton a lantern, jack-o'-lantern,
whatever you want to call it.
etc.,
Doesn't really matter what you call it.
if you go to our highlights in our Instagram stories, instagram.com/MySingMonsters, or go to the Instagram app and look up My Sing Monsters. In our Instagram highlights, we have linked tutorials to make a Punkleton pumpkin, Webbox, Grumpire, and I believe Bona.
Is Gast on there too?
And Gas, yes.
Oh, yes. So
Yes.
it's not too late. Of course, the big day in the human world is tomorrow, so you still got time to get organized.
If you got extra pumpkins,
Go ahead.
if you got extra pumpkins,
Instagram. Instagram.
Yes.
Get it?
Go to our Instagram highlights.
All right.
To the Spooktacle highlight.
Yes.
All right.
I wonder. Gavin here looks like he free-handed it.
Maybe so.
Which I think it looks great.
It's fantastic.
I think it looks wonderful. Okay, on to the next monster piece. Here is Mandoxamara. Mandoxamara. We've got a very cute little toe jammer here wearing a variant of the Socks of Splendor costume on the Coliseum because it has a little smunk in there atop its head.
Adorable.
This looks like, quite frankly, a young toe jammer. It's sort of combining different elements there from across the different eras of the monster world.
I could certainly see a young toe jammer wanting some little socks.
Definitely, especially as the weather starts to get a little chillier.
Of course. Thank you, Mandoxamara. Yes, I shouldn't have tried.
Next, from Sponge Olimar, another glorious Punko lantern.
Yes.
Punko lantern? Is that what we're saying?
Punkleton lantern? Let's go with Punko lantern.
Punko lantern. I like that one.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes.
I'm envious of the carving skills of some of our
Absolutely.
players.
I hope they kept the interior too and are planning on making a smokin' pie.
Ooh,
or
yummy.
pumpkin. That's the case, maybe. Next up from Zick Jeff MSM. A beautiful image of Fa in its Spooktacle attire.
Dip.
Yes,
Says
there it
it's
is.
tombstone.
Not rip, but dip.
And a lovely Spooktacle scene.
Yes, you can see the garlands of little light up smunkins there. You can see the spooky moon there off in the distance.
Not
Yes.
just any moon, the spooky moon.
The spooky one, yes. This one has a definite spooky vibe to it. Well done, Zick Jeff MSM. Next, from Carly the Apple, we've got Souza chilling with Flores here on Light Island. I think these two get along famously. I don't think we could have asked for a better magical island for Souza to belong to.
Yes, I think they both sort of have the vibe of being a little shy, maybe,
Yes.
or hiding behind something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's their sort of hair-like appendage or their instrument, and I think they would get along very well as well.
Absolutely, and I know the monsters have no genders, but I definitely get a distinct girl power vibe
Yes.
from this particular pairing created by Carly the Apple. So,
Well done, Carly.
excellent piece of art. Next up, from Handler's Sock Thread, we've got a tutu. Now this tutu is not shy at all. Definitely loves the limelight, loves to be a star, and here it is
in the spotlight.
Yes, absolutely. It's look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Very cute.
Full
If you get lost in those
full of
eyes.
personality. Who knows what more there is about Tutu to discover. Next up, from Stump. Oh, another tutu.
This one's very fluffy.
This one is a very interesting take on tutu.
Yes.
Sort of changed up the proportions.
Yes, and the ear situation is very interesting too.
Yes, it is. It looks almost Blabbit-like.
Yes.
Looks almost Blabbit-like.
Interesting to imagine those little antennae sort of as, Blabbit-like ears.
Yes, and you know what I like about this one too? The sort of purplish coloration that has been added. Yes.
Very cute.
Tutu sort of in My Singing Monsters official sort of is sort of drab, I guess, like a charcoal color. But I do like the purple coloration that Stump has given this particular Monsterpiece. Well done, Stump. Next up, from Icy Dough. I was about to say Icy Dog, but it's Icy Dough 69. Is yet another Punko Lantern.
This one's very shiny.
Punkleton. Yes.
And I think the carving on this one is very precise.
Very clean.
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes. No gunk. No mess anywhere. Well done, Icy Dough 69.
Now, I love the username on this particular user because it is Shrek Wazowski.
Shrek Wazowski, a combination of two things I love.
Yes.
Shrek Wazowski, and look at this awesome Punkleton costume. Look at the attention to detail.
They've been posting updates on this costume over the past few days, and wow, is it impressive.
It's glorious. It's wonderful. And it's so nice to share it online because obviously Halloween is going to look a little differently this year. But it doesn't mean that you can't dress up and you still can't celebrate the spirit of the season. Isn't that
We sure
right?
are.
You betcha.
Yeah.
And finally, we've got a Monsterpiece here sent in from Ya Boy Vin Me. Ya Boy Vin Me. Ya Boy Vin Me. And here we've got two epic Punkleton faces. We got you doing the dishes, and you touch a piece of wet food. Gross. Look at that face. Epic Punkleton has definitely sort of caught the spirit there.
Do your best Epic Punkleton face.
Well, from touching the wet food, not a regular one, but just the wet food touching. All right. Well, that's everything that we've got for today's episode of My Singing Monsters Live. No, you're right. We do have a little bit more to discuss. We, of course, need to announce the winner of our giveaway. Yes. And while Monster Handler Michael is plucking the winner from all eligible entrants, we can announce that the winner of today's giveaway is going to be receiving their choice, either an epic Punkleton in My Singing Monsters or a green prismatic Repatillo in Dawn of Fire, the rarest of the 6 color variants there.
So choose now. Are you going to give us your My Singing Monsters friend code to get an epic Punkleton? Or are you going to give us your Dawn of Fire support ID to get a green prismatic Repatillo?
The choice is yours. And the winner is, drum roll please, it is Ethereal Zavsters. Ethereal Zavsters. Congratulations, Ethereal Zavsters. Please, as Monster Hunter City said at the beginning, send us your BBB ID / friend code if you'd like to accept your epic Punkleton prize.
Put it in the comments on this YouTube video.
Or your support ID from Dawn of Fire if you'd like to accept the green prismatic Repatillo.
Yes.
There we go. Ethereal Zavsters. Or Zavsters. Ethereal Zavsters. There we go. Congratulations, Ethereal. Okay, we're almost done this episode 103 of My Singing Monsters Live, but we've got one more item of business that we need to take care of today. It is both exciting and heartbreaking to announce that our dear Monster Handler Sydney is hanging up her Monster Handler hat and moving on to new exciting opportunities.
Yes.
So, on behalf of the community of My Singing Monsters and all of us monster handlers here at Big Blue Bubble, thanks so much, Sydney, for all the time and effort that you've given to being an excellent monster handler. I hope you keep the teachings and the spirit of My Singing Monsters alive.
A monster handler never stops being a monster.
That's right. The spirit will always endure. So thank you so much for all that you have done.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry that this will be my last episode, but thank you, monster handlers, and thank you to everyone out there who's been supporting the show. The show will go on, of course.
That's
with all
right.
the other awesome.
That's right. And we'll miss you. We'll miss you. And we can look back fondly on all the episodes that you made an appearance, which is just about all of them, whether it was in the chat or behind the
I'm
camera.
always around.
So make sure you check our YouTube channel for the other 102 episodes that Monster Handler Sydney has been involved in. Okay, so we are going to conclude today's episode 103 with an awesome composer piece. And this particular composer piece is called Rocks Under Boulder. Rocks Under Boulder. And it was, Monster Handler Michael, could you please scroll down on the document, please? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Rock, singular, Under Boulder, submitted to us by Dylan Adekoya. And this is an excellent composition that I thought was definitely in keeping with the Spooktacular season, because what can you find in a rock under a boulder? Who knows? Hiding under a rock.
Creepy crawlies.
Creepy crawlies, something spooky. Okay, thank you so much for joining us here on episode 103 of My Singing Monsters Live. Monster Handler Sydney, it's been a distinct pleasure and privilege.
It's been my pleasure.
We wish you all the best on your future endeavors. Please enjoy Rock Under Boulder by Dylan Adekoya. Have a happy Halloween and a spectacular Spooktacle. And until next time, happy monstering!